Hi, Libby Carino here with Dr. Tara Shelby as part of the COESA Community Rising Together online series. I want to welcome Dr. Tara Shelby, who is a naturopathic primary care physician, licensed midwife, and CEO and medical director of Village Medicine in Seattle, Washington. I wanted to start out with a little bit of your background so that people can understand where you come from and the approach you bring to medicine, as well as the COVID-19 experience in your own practice. So what is it that people need to know about what you're seeing?
We're in a time of great change. That is for sure. You know, everybody wants to get back to work and business, but it's never going to be the same. And we know that. And so I would say my patients or our patients in our clinic are really, we're working with them to take a good look at themselves and figure out, okay, all of those obstacles to cure that have been in our way for so long. Like, I'm so busy, or I have to drop the kids off here, and then there is no time for me to fit in this, or I have no place to go to the bathroom when I'm doing this or
Guilty.
that. What's that?
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty, exactly. So here we are. Here's the moment. Take it. Actually, take it. You don't have to, yes, maybe you have to be online, but take those extra few minutes to put even one or two habit shifts and changes in place. This is what it takes to really reform yourself and make something of what you've always wanted to do for yourself, but you've never really had the space or time to do. Here's your moment to actually take it. And, you know, in the beginning, the first couple of weeks, we dealt with a lot of fear and anxiety, and we definitely prescribed more anti-anxiety medications than we think we ever have. That's shifting and changing quite a bit, which has been wonderful to see, as literally my diabetic patients have better blood sugar control. Things are mellowing out because they're actually cooking for themselves. They're not just running from meeting to meeting or grabbing something out of the office break room that's not such good food or a great option, or doing fast food. They're actually home, and so they're cooking, and they're noticing their blood sugars are that much more stable.
And is that part of it too, that part of what's changing and what's happening is people are able to actually embody those changes in real time and are noticing the impacts in a way that maybe they weren't able to before because of the speed at which we were living?
Yeah. This is all about slowing down and taking a really good look at your health, your life, and what really matters to you. And when you slow down to that place and the whole world is changing around you outside, it's that moment to really reevaluate. What do I want to do here? Do I want to stay living in fear or ignoring the symptoms, the really clear signs and signals your body's giving you, or really grab them and work with them, get informed, make some shifts and changes in your life that maybe you weren't really sure about, but here's your moment. Let's do it.
And I'm excited to hear from you on another occasion about what your patients brought to you from this time and what they're going to ask you to help them implement, because I've known you so long and you've been talking about so many of these things. And I think for the first time ever, I'm seeing people really understanding and embodying because they've slowed down enough to see that, to see the impact of what you're talking about. Have always been talking about, right?
Yeah. And in this is really a shift in, we're asking people to take care of themselves at home, right?
Yes.
For healthy people to really up their game and stay out of the hospital. And so what is so awesome about naturopathic medicine is that it's all about informed choice. It's about giving people the information to take better active participation in their own health and healing, and also to feel confident about what's really going on in their body. We've been living from here up for so long that we kind of forgot what this means. So at the first sign of this or the first sign of that, you want to call your doctor. And it's very disempowering in some ways, although we love being there with folks. You know, I'll often say to patients, what do you think I'm going to tell you? And they laugh, they're like, well, you're going to say, and they actually always know. There's very few people. I mean, I would only say that to folks I've been working with for quite a while, but they actually do know. And it's about being empowered to work with an advocate that can walk alongside you on your own healing journey. And I struggle with the word journey and the word healing in a lot of ways, because you can heal into death, into life, into illness. But how do you learn more about yourself and your own body? That's something that we really, I wish everybody could take a class on learning all about myself and my body, because the more you understand, the less fearful it becomes. And the more empowered you are to understand what's okay, what's not, which is really what we're asking people to do, is to partner with us to become
That's what you've always said. You've always said that it's a co-creative relationship, that it is a little bit you and a lot us.
Yes.
To do the work and to inform you about what we already know, so you can help us develop a treatment plan. And I've always thought that relationship, that give and take, was so beautiful. And that's why I'm so thrilled that you are willing to come and talk with me.
The more you actually listen to people and you get them feeling in their body, oh my goodness, it gets you to a diagnosis so much faster to really help figure out what's really truly happening in a person's body. So the more we educate and the more we walk alongside people to help them understand and feel and process, oh my goodness, the further we get in health and healing. And to me, if people are grateful, oh, she fixed me, we both know that's not true, because I don't do half of the heavy lifting that folks actually do themselves. I can prescribe or say, I think you should do this, or do this kind of medicine, or practice this way, or do this or do that. But really, we hand it right back over to you. And so it's all about what humans do for themselves.
And that brings us, I think, to where we started, which is there's so much people can do and be empowered in their own homes right now. With all of this that's going on, and all of the anxiety and all of the unknowns, that they can be empowered in their own health. And I think that's really what you're saying.
Yeah. Which is, first and foremost, just create a little bit of space and notice what you're feeling, and notice without judgment, which is the hardest part. So especially folks that are struggling with anxiety, or, have a chronic illness, it's the first step is like, oh my God, I need to call my doctor. And what we work on is, what are those limits? What does that mean? What's really behind that? What's going on? Because so much of it is that disempowered sensation or feeling, which emanates and creates a lot of fear. Instead of everything going into the box of overwhelm, what we do is we go through each organ system and we tease it out and explain to you, this is what your immune system feels like when it's activated. That is your endocrine system. That's running from the bear, or that has to do with the sex hormones, or look at that. That's really neurotransmitters. That's really different sensation when you're feeling anxious or you're having a panic attack from when you're having actual, let's say cardiovascular issues. And so part of that is working through each of the systems with people for them to feel empowered to understand what's what, instead of it all going into the box of overwhelm. And that is just, to me, that's the best kind of medicine there is to hand it back to people.
Again, and that's it, the being an active participant in your own health, whether it's COVID or beyond, getting into that type of relationship with yourself and your healthcare team, where you are an active participant in a co-creative relationship, right?
Yeah. And I just have to say, yes, the whole pandemic is heartbreaking and very illuminating in a lot of other ways. The more data that comes out, the less fearful I am of the virus itself. I think it's the unknown that can be really, really, really frightening for a lot of people. And we're certainly in that place of really, not knowing how to adjust, or not knowing what's going on the other side, right? And I love it. There's a quote from Marie Curie, who's one of my foremost favorite scientists, because she's a rule breaker and changer. And she says, nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. So now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. And that, to me, is at the essence of what science is about, in curiosity and understanding. And the best way you can help us physicians is to get to know your own body And here's the moment. I mean, there's nothing more preventative towards any sort of virus, to take care of yourself and your family, to teach your family how to understand what's going on, than to be an active participant.
Well, I just think that it is the most beautiful advice, and especially at this time when we really do need to feel some sense of empowerment to be able to manage what we're going through. So I want to say thank you so very much for taking the time out to talk with me today and to share your wisdom and your experience. And I hope that I have the chance to talk with you again.
Absolutely. And I'd love to just share another quote that I saw that I really love by Jack Canfield. And he says that everything you want is on the other side of fear. So please, when the fear comes, sit with it, take a deep breath, and watch it transform into love, because I swear that is the most powerful human healing trait for all.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Tara Shelby. The information for how to reach Dr. Shelby and to visit her clinic site at villagemedicineseattle.com is below this video. And I'm certain that we will have her back to talk more. Thank you so much.
My honor, my pleasure. Be well, everybody. Take good care of yourselves.